My next guest was so adored as a child that he was always being thrown in the air by his delighted parents. In fact, he claims that his feet didn't touch the ground until he was 6 years old. He grew up, though not very far, to be Mel Brooks.
Thank you, and good night.
He doesn't like to do a long show, I know that, but can somebody find Mr. Brooks, please?
Then I...
It was very good of you to fly in like this because there are exciting times at home for you with the presidential elections. Did you get involved in the inauguration ceremony?
Of course. I was asked to be there by President Reagan. I'm a big celebrity in America. Sorry. I'm not used to your water here.
Yes.
No, I'm kidding. It's great.
You say that it's a star-studded occasion, that, of course. I mean, who was there apart from you?
Well, it depends on the star. The Jews are six-pointed. Everyone was there. Everybody was there. Big, little, fat, skinny, no offense. Skinny, everybody was there. But the inimitable Frank Sinatra led the parade. He was incredible at the inaugural ball. Big Frank was there. He's an amazing human being. He's absolutely amazing. There is no song sacred to Frank. The song that he had, this is true, the song he had to sing at the inaugural ball was a song that's cherished, is sacrosanct in America. It's called America the Beautiful. Oh, beautiful, for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesty, above the fruited plain. This is how Sinatra, he doesn't care what song it is, he sings his way. It's not my way or your way, it's his. This is Sinatra's, this is true, this is how he did in front of 100 million Americans. This is how Sinatra sang America the Beautiful. Oh, beautiful, spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesty, above the tutti frutti plain. Ooh, America, hey, America, God shed his grace on thee and sort of kind of crown thy good with the big fat gang of motherhood. From see Shooby-Doo, see Scooby. Well, you know the tag. That's how it goes.
You are undeniably a megastar now, but it is true, is it not, that you were brought up in humble surroundings?
Yes. Starving. We were so poor. We were so poor that the neighbor had to give birth to me. That's he couldn't afford. These are very bad, jokes that I used to do years ago. I don't do them anymore.
But you lost your father at an early age, didn't you?
No. My father died. Michael, if we lost him, we would have sent people out to find him. And we knew he was gone, so there you have it, They put him away.
May I talk about your mother? Was she...
Yes, you may.
How did she react when you married out of the faith?
Yes, my wife is not Jewish. She's of the Catholic persuasion. How do you persuade people to be a Catholic? Anyway, It's hard, you know. You go to hell, you go to heaven, you go to hell, heaven, purgatory, heaven, hell, purgatory. They persuade you to be a Catholic. Anyway, my wife, when I told my mother that I was going to marry a Catholic, we could not hear her answer. Her head was in the oven. This muffled moaning, that's all we heard. It was I don't do those jokes either anymore. That's another joke I don't do anymore.
In fact, now, Maureen, you've got a Jewish mother and a Jewish mother-in-law, I presume.
And a Jewish father. Yes, I did have a Jewish mother-in-law.
Yeah.
Yes. Still here.
Yes.
They, yes, I mean, my mother arrived for my wedding in a beautiful green dress and jacket and 500 fish balls in her bag. And when I took Jack home for the first time, it was their silver wedding, and we had a photograph taken of all the family, and she kept saying, "Could you move a little further over there, Jack? Could you be a bit further out? Would you mind moving?" Afterwards, he was on his own in the picture. Why do you do that? In case nothing came of it, I could cut him off.
Now, why did you become a comedian?
Sex.
I see.
I thought I'd get some if I got into show business. You know, when you're short and you're funny looking. By the way, I had a nose job too, you know. Really? Yes, I had a beautiful little nose, and I said, I'll never make it. I'll never be a big Jew in show business. I went to the finest doctors at Mount Sinai. They banged it, they pushed it, they pulled it out. Now I've got this wonderful Jewish nose. Now I can survive now in my business, so to speak.
Yes.
But I did get into show business for sex because I knew that funny men are somehow sexually attractive. And I danced my way into the hearts of many women. A lot of them had to go to the hospital. You dance your way into a human heart. There's a lot of surgery that has to be done later. But you know, women are funny. No offense, Maureen, but women are really, in some ways, they really are slightly hypocritical. For instance, you beg, you know, when you're a teenager. I mean, that's all you think about. You beg, you go on a date and you beg and you say, please, just could we kiss in the doorway? Could I touch? No. Could you hold? No. Oh no. Could I? You know, and they never, you know, they just say no. Oh no, I don't do that. I don't do it because they don't do it. Women don't do that. How we're all here is a miracle because they don't do that. They never do that. This is all some kind of immaculate conception happening. So anyway, finally one night, they know you, they're drunk, they do it. They say, all right, they succumb to it. They do it. They do it. The next day you say, let's go to the cinema. Let's go to the movies. They say, let's do it. You say, let's have a piece of cake. They say, let's do it. You say, let's take a walk. They say, I'd rather do it. I mean, once they do it, that's all they want to do is do it. I mean, they really are terrible. I mean, you know.
Clyde, did you find this as well, that the success that you finally got you what you wanted?
The whole thing ceased to be a problem for me when I started jogging, as a matter of fact, and I sort of went out of the business entirely. But I had a lot of trouble at the beginning, during adolescence. You only kissed in those days. There's a school of thought that says that later on, kissing was all you did, but certainly when you're an adolescent, in Sydney, Australia, in the 50s, kissing was as much as you could hope to achieve, and even that was difficult. Very, very few girls kissed, and the ones that did weren't necessarily the best kisses. In fact, a rule of life, which I should have seen in its perfect clarity, was already operating, which is that the person who was best at doing something didn't want to do it. The person who was available to do it wasn't good at it, you see. The girl who did most of the kissing was the worst kisser. I won't say her name, I remember it well.
Sheila.
That was it.
I was there. I was in Sydney. I kissed her.
She kissed at the drop of a hat. She kissed at the drop of a hat, but there was a lot of spit. And her teeth bumped into yours, which meant that you were spitting chips of enamel afterwards. And she kissed with her eyes open, and she had a very bad squint, so you always thought she was watching something like a police car or something like that.
Yeah, I know you don't tell these jokes anymore, but of all the jokes you've written and the jokes you've heard, can you give me an example of a prime joke?
It's bizarre, it's oblique, but a good joke would be this one. I need some room for this, okay? This is Cowboys and Indians, okay? Two cowboys see an Indian lying like this on the ground, and they say, He's lying flat on the ground, and the cowboys say, he's listening. He hears something on the road. One of the cowboys bends over and says, what do you hear? What are you doing? He says, coach, stagecoach, 6 horses, 4 white, 2 black. The cowboy says, 4 white, 2. It's amazing what this guy. 2 men right on top. One looked like Gabby Hayes with shotgun. Other man handsome, could be leading man. And the cowboys are amazed. The cowboys are amazed. He sticks his ear to the ground. He can hear 4 white horses, 2 black horses, Gabby Hayes with a shotgun with a good-looking Ken Maynard, the other guy. And the Indian says, no, you got it wrong. They came by 20 minutes ago, ran me over, left me like this.
Yes.
That's one of my favorites.
I'm glad I asked, yeah. Now listen, you started your career in I've been told when I've read the Borscht belt. What is the Borscht belt?
Well, the Borscht belt is, you need a pickle for a buckle. The Borscht belt is a euphemism for summer resorts, mountain resorts that are frequented by people who, like myself, who like Jewish things, like Kate Smith. Now, they all go to the mountains and they eat sour cream, and a lot of them die. But then, a lot of cholesterol, you know.
Yes.
But they want value for their money. They begin eating breakfast at 7:30. They stop at around noon. I'm telling you, that's breakfast for the Jews. Herring, merring, tearing, ferring, they eat a great deal. 1 o'clock, they start lunch. 4:30, it's over. They have a nice lunch. Dinner starts at 6. By 11 o'clock, it's finished. I mean, they get their value for their money in the mountains. Not knowing that, being somewhat naive, I got on stage and I did something that needed a little imagination. One of my first big jokes in the mountains, I said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to do the man of 1,000 faces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They were waiting for 1,000 faces. There was no laughing. I remember one little Jewish woman said 612 was nice. I mean, they wanted their money. It was a very hard audience to work for. Very difficult. They want value for their money. I was there till 6 in the morning. And then I did about 840 faces, and then I collapsed.
Then you started to bleed, I should think.
Yes, it was very, very difficult.
Now, you've made movies worldwide. I mean, are you a happy traveller? Does that side of it appeal
No,
to
I mean,
you?
I was talking about flying before. I hate it. I hate flying. I'm very nervous. I do have high anxiety. I am afraid. I mean, I don't think Jews should be above buildings. It's very high. I think if God had wanted us to fly, he would have given us tickets. I mean, there's no reason for us. I mean, so we take a little while to get there. I made a movie in Yugoslavia. Nobody flies. By the way, if you go to Yugoslavia, don't bring a horse and a wagon. They have them. They have many horses and wagons. You never have to schlep a horse and wagon to Yugoslavia. Never bring one. They have many horses and wagons. And they have a lot of garlic that they wear around their neck so that you don't come too close to them, because the garlic wards off Dracula, you know. It's true, it does. It does. I know the angel of death comes to your doorway at night. He rings your apartment bell. Before you go to sleep, if you eat a couple of cloves of garlic, and the angel of death comes to take you and says, Michael, you say, who is it? He blows away. You don't want to hang out.
And is that your main memory of Yugoslavia?
Yugoslavia was bleak. It really was bleak. To make a movie in Yugoslavia is very tough, really very tough. Saturday night, there's nothing to do. Tito has the car. That's it. Everyone's on the road. Going to Belgrade, Tito? No, that's it. He has the car. That's it. I asked for one. I begged. I'm doing one scene. You know, you have to buy a lot of extras there. You know, you buy a lot of people to do small parts. So I asked, I said, can anybody here speak English? All the hands go up. I said, all right. I need a museum guard. I need somebody to wear a hat, ring a bell, and say, closing time, closing time. I can do it. One guy says, I do. I said, well, that's English. I do. So maybe he knows. I call him up. I said, can you say closing time? Oh, okay, fine. Puts a hat on, bell. I say, action. He comes into the scene, rings the bell. He says, Cloggy Bibe! Cloggy Bibe! I said, cut. Wait a minute, cut. Cloggy Bibe? That's not closing time. He said, I said Cloggy Bibe. I said, I know you said Cloggy Bibe. Maybe that's the kind of thing. It's printed. You see 12 chairs, you'll see Cloggy Bibe. I had no time to reshoot that.
Oh. Now you were looking very English.
Yes. I'm an Anglophile.
I'm pleased to hear that.
Yes.
But you see
I
yourself...
love England. I love the little postage stamps of green, Berkeley Square, Grosvenor Square. I love the hookers down Park Lane. There's a lot. It's marvelous. I mean, there's commons. There's a lot of commons. And then there are some things that are sophisticated, you know.
Well, you see yourself, I know, as a debonair person. We've heard you do Sinatra. I know you do singers. Do you do dancers?
I can do a little of Gene Kelly. I'll do a little Gene Kelly.
Please.
All right? Okay. Gene Kelly, ladies and gentlemen. It's very clear. It's not much. It's lean. It's lean, but effective. It's good.
I thought it was bewildering. But what about the more delicate, the master, Astaire? I mean, can you do that?
No. You can't do Fred Astaire without a top hat and a cane. You don't do Fred Astaire without. For 25 pounds, I should also do Fred Astaire. All right. Do you know Top Hat? Could you play Top Hat? Really? Seriously? I'll take a whack at it. All right?
I wish you would.
Okay.